Hello again, this is Nidia Gahabon for the Axial Skeleton. This is the second part. This is the part for our vertebral column. I forgot to give a date on the previous video. It's Saturday, March 27, 2015. Okay, so we're going to start with our vertebral column. We have a total of 27 bones all the way down to our sacrum and coccyx. We have 7 cervical ones, starting with what is called the axial or atlas vertebra. This one is the most distinctive vertebra of all because this is the one that is attached to our skull, the base of the skull, and give us all the movements. Give us more extension than what the rest of the vertebrae will do for our body. Second one, we have what we call our our thoracic ones. These ones are called primary. Okay, we have 4 different sections. We have 27 vertebrae in total, but we have our cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and the sacral. These are divided into principals and primary and secondary. Our primary ones is the thoracic and the sacral, and our secondary is the cervical and the lumbar. And then we go into our thoracic vertebrae. We have a total of 12 thoracic vertebrae. All these ones here. We have our, this is how they look. Okay. Too far. Okay, so this is how they look. And our vertebrae, one vertebra, they all have many different points. We have what is called our spinous process, this little part here. Then we also have our, let me switch this, our transverse process, which are these ones here on both sides. Then we have our intervertebral foramen or foramina, which is this metal part here. This is where our nerves go. This is where our nerves and tendons and everything goes through it. In our thoracic ones, in our cervical vertebrae, this opening is bigger than the rest of it because it gives the passes to a range of arteries and nerves, so that's why it has to be bigger, because it connects with everything else in our head, all our senses. Okay, and then we also have the way they connect is this position, and between them there is just this jello-like inside of them, which is known as our vertebral discs. Okay. In our lumbar vertebra, we have 5 of them. Okay. And we also the coccyx, which is part of them. Okay, there are 5 fused vertebrae. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fused vertebrae in here, and then we have our coccyx. This is a tiny little bone that it has about 2 to 4 tiny individual partially fused vertebrae on it. Okay, so we go to front part. And we're gonna start with the sternum. Our sternum has 4 different pieces, and started with four different pieces, 4 different areas. It's like 3 different bones, but there is a notch in here. This is the jugular notch. This is the one that connects with the clavicle. Then we have our manubrium. This is the manubrium here. And then we have the body of the sternum. And then we have our xiphoid process. This is where a lot of people said, oh my God, I have pain in the tip of my stomach. But that's actually the tip or the bottom tip of your sternum. Okay, then we have our vertebras. Our rib bones. We have 12 ribs. On our 12 ribs, so we have this one right here, starting with this one here, right? Looks like it's behind the clavicle. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, or 11 and 12. So we have what is called 7 true ribs, and is the one that starts in here. Our first rib, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice that this part marked in here of the rib, this is not rib, this is cartilage. So this is the true ribs. And then we also have our false ribs. And this is the part of the true rib, and then right here on the back, this back part, we have 5 false ribs. So is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 of them are what we call the floating ribs, and they're actually floating. These ones are attached to the rest of the other ribs and the cartilage and connected to your sternum, but these ones are only attached and connected to your vertebra bones. Forgot to remove them, but the way the rib attaches to the vertebra bone, let me see if I can probably just put it in front. All right, okay, maybe right there. Okay, so you see the floating rib is right there. So the rib has what is called, let me see, right here, what is called the head and the neck, but right in the middle of it, there is what we call facets of the vertebra body. So they're like in a B shape. So this B shape is the one that attaches to the vertebra bone from this part here. So we have what is called the head of the rib, and then goes to the costal groove, and then to the end. So this is the beginning, the middle, and the end, what is also called the chondral end.